Good morning, good evening, good to who needs it. Today I'm gonna give you a little background on another witchy spell I learned doing research for writing. It's not really a spell, it's more of a tool for divination. I actually learned this before I started writing Sagittarius from a lovely lady named Mirth. She taught me how to make a thrift store black mirror. Black mirrors are often used in divination. They're any reflective surface that you can peer into and try to see images or things behind you or in your own face. I have heard people more recently talk about cell phones as black mirrors. Here's this dark reflective surface that you carry with you everywhere. You give it your time, your energy, you pour yourself into it. That's a pretty powerful black mirror. Traditional black mirrors are made from polished obsidian. I know of people who paint literal mirrors black and trying to make their own at home. Just go thrifting and make it happen. But all the people I've talked to who use this divination tool cover it up in between uses, as they aren't giving that thing all of their time and attention, because that's giving creepy things a way of creeping in. I've heard a few different, I'm going to say witchy people, say that that's why they think so many people addicted to their cell phones are having a rough time. Now, what I've been taught about how to use a black mirror, the process can take up to an hour. If you are trying to speak to the dead or maybe communicate with a spirit or ghost or demon, if you so choose, your guides, whatever it is that you believe in, that you're trying to communicate with, I have been told that you really want to get into a meditative state. You should begin by cleansing the mirror. You should always keep it covered when you're not using it. But you uncover the mirror, you cleanse it, which usually involves some sort of smoke or maybe a crystal, and then you light 2 white candles on either side of it, and then after you get into a meditative state, you're going to be looking for swirling gray or white smoke reflected in the black mirror. One could argue that the smoke is coming from the 2 candles you lit next to it, and that's fine. We're not looking for, something crazy here, I guess, because a lot like with the ovomancy and tea leaves and other things that I've talked about before, you're looking for changes in the shapes, and it's really a interesting way of smoke gazing if you think about it that way. And of course, it's important for me to tell you, if you are going to try this sort of thing, do this sort of thing, it's really important to people who believe in this that you formally close the session when you are done mirror gazing. You have to say thank you, you have to say goodbye, you have to let them know you're not listening anymore, and you have to cover that mirror back up. That's very important for your own psychic hygiene if you are going to believe in and engage in this sort of thing. Psychic hygiene is actually a really fun and interesting concept because it's very similar to just good old self-care. So what I'm making is a dried flower shadow box, but this is based on what Mirth taught me. You can go thrift or use some old picture frames, and you're going to put thick black paint, something nice and opaque, on one side of the glass and let it dry nice and smooth. It's really important you get it as smooth as you can so that it does imitate a mirror. Then, when you flip the glass back over, you should have a really nice reflective surface. I'm doing it instead as a bit of a shadow box. I'm putting black behind some flowers and some leaves and things I found on my walk this morning, because this is a gift that I'm going to be mailing, and it just makes sense having a nice little piece of me there. I love making gifts like this because it looks classy and spooky, and I have a lot of goth friends who would vibe with it. I would love, and I'm going to have to make some videos of thrifting and oddity shops in the future. If you like this, like it, I will be here with more Did You Know story times, videos of slightly increasing quality as I learn how to make them, and a blog that updates Saturdays with book reviews. Check it out. Thanks for listening.